All right, man, the NFL trade deadline is only 3 days away. We're going to talk about three of the most talked about players to be shipped off to another team. And we're going to talk about it here, man. And we're going to talk about all we went down Thursday on Amazon Video between the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. And the podcast panel, man, they got their picks and predictions for week 9. Find out who won for week 8, man. Find out who won for week 8. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the itinerary for the night. We pumped up. We live. We're going right here on the Real to Sports Talk Show.
I can't accept the loss. I'm hard-headed. There's a little bit of madness to my method. Many falling off that fine line that I'm treading. I risk anything to be great, and I'm not letting nobody rob me of my victory. Number one, that's what I'm meant to do. When by any means, only thing that makes sense to me, I can make nice or make history. I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up. Big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. I take on anyone, I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me, so what's up? Yeah, so what's up? I told her move over. Enough of that mediocre, I've been the man since cruising around in the stroller. I got ice in my veins like a cut in Minnesota. Why not show you how I'm built? Come a little closer, ayy. Lot of heart, been smart, aura gotta glow. We can restart, give head start, still get the same result. I'm about mine, don't you get it confused. I'ma win again, yeah, that's all that I do. I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up, big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. I take on anyone, I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog.
Oh man, I love that song. I take on anyone one-on-one. Love that song, man. That don't get me hype. Give me hype, baby. Thank you so much very much for being here with us on this Saturday night, wherever in the world you are watching us right now, man. This is getting real. We are the Real Sports Talk Show. And here, right here, man, we got the best and unbiased roundtable discussions about the hottest news that's going on in the sports world. Let me give a shout out, ladies and gentlemen, to our sponsors over at Packdora.com. That's if you're starting a business, man, Packdora.com. They put your labels anywhere, on a can, on a t-shirt, on a hat, wherever you want it, man. If you entrepreneurs out there, check out Packdora.com, and you can use host 25 promo discount, man. Promo discount host 25. Sportsline.com and bonfire.com, who provides with the Real Sports Podcast merchandise, man. So grab your t-shirt or hoodie over at bonfire.com. Use promo code R2Gear and get 15% off any and everything in the store. And we have a new sponsor. Man. We got a new sponsor, and it's called Dubby. Dubby. If you need a kick in the butt, at work, or you need a kick in the butt sitting in the parking lot of the gym and you don't want to go in there and you're trying to debate, like, man, I'm just tired. Man, I'm trying to tell you, use Dubby. Dubby is zero sugar whatsoever. It's definitely a great taste into it. It's called Dubby. I'm telling you, man, we have them hard days. These hard workers like myself and these guys right here, man, you just need to pick me up. Dubby is the way to go. Dubby is the way to go. That is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Dubby right there, man. They have pre-workout. They have different packets that you can put in the water, man, give you energy. And again, it's zero sugar. And, the older we get, man, that sugar gets deadly to us. So use Dubby, man. And if you use promo code R2Energy, man, get you 10% off each order. R2 Energy. Shout out to Dubby. And thank Dubby, man, for doing business with the Real to Sports Podcast. Appreciate Dubby out there. Appreciate you. All right, man. Enough of all the mumbo jumbo. Got the guys right here. Got him right here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this man, he is the host of Purple and Gold Bars podcast. There's a logo up in the corner. He's on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I tell you to go over there and check that man out. Purple and Gold Bars, man. You ain't got to be a Minnesota Viking fan, but still, go check him out, ladies and gentlemen. He is the host of Purple and Gold Bars. He represents the mighty Minnesota Vikings. He's the Canadian destroyer, tearing up the city, baby. He is the man. He is supreme.
Hey, what's going on, guys? As host said, I am Supreme Overlord, the host of the Purple and Gold Bars show, where we talk about Minnesota Vikings content, but we also try to talk about our trending topics in the NFL, giving you guys an optimistic, outside of the box way of thinking about football. And from time to time, we talk about other sports as well. And I am so honored to be a part of the Real to Sports podcast, being you guys' resident Canadian Latino heat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
let's
baby.
Go. Orale.
Go.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, because this is on the Real to Sports podcast, the best place to get yourself some quality football talk, roundtable discussions, as well as expert analysis, guys. You've made it to the right spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Damn, I'm hyped.
Love it. Love the reaction, boy.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Holy shit, that was one for you right there. Hey, man. Damn, I'm about to cry. That was hype. That was good, bro. That was good. Oh, you got me hype. Woo! Woo! All right, I got the OG. I got my main man right there, the OG, ladies and gentlemen, residing in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, ladies and gentlemen. He is a living legend, a true Hall of Famer himself, ladies and gentlemen. He is my guy, the legendary Q-Dog building.
Yes, sir. Glad y'all tuned in today, this afternoon, this evening with us on this prestigious podcast as we give you the latest sport content and get prepared for predictions and discussions and ready for week 9. I'm still feeling kind of down from last week or last Thursday night game. My boys, Minnesota Vikings, one of the terriblest losses I ever known as being a Minnesota Viking fan. You know, it's going to take a win. I need a win. You know, we got some prestigious players that's coming back this week. Number one is J.J. McCarthy, been out since week 2, and Van Ginkel been out since the Chicago Bears game week 1, on both offense and defense. So Brian Flores, KOC, this is your championship game right here, buddy. I know we're against the wall, against the mighty Detroit Lions. First time in history I ever done this with my team, and I'm not proud to say it, but the way y'all performed last week, man, I had to pick against my boys. Tell you, that hurt my team. That hurt me to my heart, man. I never done that in my life. But you got the opportunity to this weekend to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that I made a terrible mistake. But the way it's been going, I can't sound the horn. I can't do the SKOL clap. I can't do nothing because I'm exhausted from last week. That was a terrible out show. I can't do it. Until you show me something this week, then I'll start back. But I need you. Yeah. Somebody else got to do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I'll do it. I'll do it, goddammit.
I can't do it. Man. I can't do it. I'm a Minnesota Viking fan through and through, but that showing last week was that was terrible. And that's not
Go.
I can't do it.
Go on, Q.
I'll go ahead.
Go.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I gotta show me something this week. I mean, you don't have to win, because I know we'll get some top dogs. Maybe a Super Bowl prospect team, one of the best teams in the NFC North. But you got to compete.
Man,
I got to see you compete. Man. That thing last Sunday, man. That's ridiculous, man. I can't stand behind that. I can't do it. All right. You got to show me better this week.
Fair enough.
Got to compete.
Fair enough. God, I can't believe that, but that's the dog, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all gotta excuse the dog. Hey, guarantee you after this win here, he'll be feeling a lot much better next week.
You gotta give me the W though. I gotta get the W. You gotta give it to me.
SKOL. Yeah, I'm with it. From one pirate to another. SKOL. All right, baby. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho. There he go, ladies and gentlemen. Representing. He resides in the DMV, baby. In the DMV. And those of you who know what the DMV is, as DC and Maryland, Virginia, all in the same token, baby. He represents the Jacksonville Jaguars, baby. And if you don't like it, just deal with it. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the 2024 Real Sports Podcast MVP. He's my number one guy, ladies and gentlemen. He is Rockstar Rock in the building.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Real Sports Podcast. Supreme, he put it down for y'all, short and sweet, made everything nice. And I feel OG where he coming from. I've been there, had to pick against my squad the week before in week 7 in London. And they, picking against them, our team got their doors blown off. So this week, hopefully everything turns around, and we looking to give y'all some good content. So tune in, like, subscribe, and Real to Sports.
There you go, baby. Oh, man, I tell you, bro, Supreme got me hyped, son. You gonna understand? Boy, that was the one. Hey, boy, bruh. That was it. That was what I needed. That was what I needed, bro. That's what I need. God damn. MJ Reigns is in the building. SKOL. What's up, MJ? MGZ. MGZ. Holy shit. Órale! Arriba la raza!
That's right.
God damn, boy, I ain't heard that in so long. Jesus. Woo! That was
one of the greatest.
That's hype, bro. What you talking about? He lied, cheat, and he steal. Oh, boy. Gotta love it. Oh, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you guys for being here all over the world. Before I start the show, man, I really, really want to give thoughts and prayers out to the people of Jamaica. They was hit with a Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, and it really destroyed a good little bit of the country or island of Jamaica. I really didn't want to get into it or details, man, because it's just so sad and devastating. But thoughts and prayers out to the people of Jamaica, man. One thing I know about Jamaican people, they are very strong-minded, very will to go get it, and they will get through this. It's good that a lot of countries, as well as Cuba as well, got a little bit of it as well. But I see a lot of countries coming together and helping the Jamaica. But it's really just a sad thing, and I thought some prayers out to those people that's going through that major disaster hurricane. And the reason why I put that out there, because the first year we started the show, we had some fans down in Jamaica, and that was awesome right there, just to have people commenting on the show from Jamaica. So, and I hope I can't remember who it was, but I hope whoever it is, that everybody's safe and everybody will get through this. We'll get through this. Jamaican strong, man. So I thought some prayers out to the people of Jamaica. All right, man. All right. Football is in. It went down. My goodness, it went down. And I can't wait to hear you guys' remarks for Q. What's up, Miss Dupree? Miss Dupree is in the building. How you doing, madam? I've heard great things about you. I heard great things about you, Mr. Dupree. I heard great things about you. And thank you for being in the live. You're going to hear the dog in a minute. You're going to hear the dog and hear what the dog has to say here tonight. But it all went down Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It went down Thursday, man. The Baltimore Ravens. They beat They got the win. They beat the brakes off the Miami Dolphins by the score of 28-6. 28-6. So Supreme, man, Supreme. I know you normally start this thing off, but hey, it's the MVP's job, man. Mm-hmm. MVP start this thing off. MVP, your takes, man, on the Baltimore Ravens getting a huge win over the Miami Dolphins Thursday.
Well, first I would like to say I'm absolutely glad they didn't give up more than 6 points. I started the Baltimore Ravens defense this week in fantasy football. I have the Vikings defense on the bench because of who they're playing this week. The Lions. I usually start their defense no matter based on matchups. But this week, Lamar was coming back. The defense played well against the Bears. So I went with them against as my starting defense going against Miami. They gave me 17 points, turned the ball a few bit, got some sacks. And, I like what they did, and Lamar, he didn't throw for that many yards, but impacted the game with his 4 touchdowns. And, they look back how they're supposed to look, as far as the Baltimore Ravens, but, and their division is still up for grabs based on how things are in the standings. So I like what I seen on Thursday night from Baltimore. The Dolphins, I read that they're thinking about benching Tua. So who knows? They might give the rookie Quinn Ewers a chance to start. And that'd be crazy that Quinn Ewers would be starting before, not to go off topic here, before Shador Sanders. This guy, Shador, was supposed to be a first round pick and things of that nature. But it's just crazy how you gotta go out there in the NFL as a quarterback and get your opportunity. It's not gonna land for you in your lap. Sometimes it does, depending on the situation, injuries maybe, or the guy who is supposed to be the franchise guy isn't playing up to his standards. So I think Miami will be looking for a new quarterback come draft. I think Tua is going to be a backup somewhere. May get a shot as a starter depending on where he lands. Baltimore, if they can make a push, they can probably win the division and maybe win the division and host a playoff game.
With this win, MVP, what does it look for the Baltimore Ravens? They won 2 in a row. Right? So does it look promising, or do you still have to see a little bit more for the Ravens?
I would say based on who they just played, they played the Bears, whereas though that game against the Bears, they were considered the underdog based off of they wasn't playing their starting quarterback. The Bears were playing Caleb Williams, Caleb Williams versus Tyler Hunt. But I felt strongly to go with the Ravens in that first game against the Bears because Huntley's familiar with their system. He can run the same style of offense that Lamar Jackson ran. And I was puzzled when they threw Cooper Rush out there. I was like, hold on. The Ravens didn't go out there and get a quarterback that
Right.
can run the same system as their
Right.
main
I said the
guy
same
to
thing.
keep them on track until he come back.
Mm.
And then they did that. So, Harbaugh saved his job for another so on and so on, depending on how the stretch of these games go. But the Ravens, like I said, they got a shot to win their division. If the Steelers keep doing what they've normally been doing towards the end of the year, which is losing games when they should be taking over this division and running away with it,
Absolutely.
The Ravens got a shot.
I agree with that.
Right now,
and I'm glad you said Pittsburgh.
Every team got a shot right now. If you got more than 3 wins, or depending on how your division set up, you got a shot to win. Your team's got a shot to get in the playoffs. Especially on the AFC.
I agree. I agree with that. Exactly. Because the AFC North is just a dying division.
They're gonna get only one team out of their division into the playoffs.
Right. And that's what it's looking like. I'm glad you said Pittsburgh. Q, the OG, the legend himself. I mean, your takes on the Baltimore Ravens versus the Miami Dolphins this past Thursday.
Well, this game that happened Thursday night is 2 teams going in 2 different polar directions. Lamar, he back, and and the offense and the defense is coming back to what we was hoping the defense would be on paper from the beginning of the year. They had somewhat of their struggles, so now they with 2 back-to-back wins seems to be staying competitive in this division. I look at what's going on now. This Miami Dolphins team is derailing fast. I don't know why they got fired right about now. I just don't know why they hold them. I mean, this team is just. I mean, it's just not going nowhere. Just everything is just with this team. I seen a play when they had threw a bomb to Waddle, but they got called back because the running back.
Come on.
The running back coach jumped his bones when he came across the sideline, and so he was pissed off. And this is they seem like they just can't get out their own way. And so that being said, here's the trade deadline coming up Tuesday, and we'll get it more into later on in the show. And so I'm looking at the Baltimore Ravens. I don't see them being buyers or sellers. I think that team is. The players are starting to come around. They're right in place where they need to be. They don't need to make any moves to get more better, or losing their players to get any draft picks in that position. They're still in position to be competitive in this division. They just got to keep an eye on Cincinnati. They got new life in Joe Flacco. Pittsburgh seems to be they the ones that have to be careful with that showing that they showed Sunday night against Green Bay. The offense is not there for some reason. It's just not going to be there. And they're going to have to do better than that when you face the likes of the Joe Flacco's with the weapons he had, Lamar, and the Ravens coming up, and also when you got that man in Buffalo. So that being said, this division will be competitive. I see the Miami Dolphins. I see them being more sellers than anything. I think they need to get draft picks. The teams are going to be coming after them by the trade deadline to get some of their dominant players, especially the ones that's older. They can get rid of and get some draft picks and build this team again. And start with the coaching staff and and you got to bring in you got to change this culture, man. This culture is terrible. You got to bring in somebody that's going to do it. And so from what I got this game, I'm not really gonna give Baltimore Ravens gloat them because you played the Miami Dolphins. I mean, it's just something. This team is just it is what it is with them. It's still a win. I understand it still counts as a win, but and it keeps you competitive. That's the biggest thing. And while you're getting your main man, Lamar Jackson back around, and he comes up to the Metrodome next week. and we'll see how that continues to go for him. But otherwise than that, like I say in the beginning when I said these two teams are heading to two different polar directions, and so that's not too much to be said about this.
Well, I know you said it's the Miami Dolphins, Q, but my question to you is how, now that the return of Lamar Jackson from his injury, hamstring injury, how did he look to you? How did he look to you in that game? Was you impressed, or was you like, I mean, give me, because he played a pretty good game, pretty laid back game. But I know it's the Dolphins, but still, how did you feel about his game?
He's not the same. He's not the same because he didn't play the same. This man is all about his legs, some way or form or fashion. When he plays football, and you can tell that he is really babying that thing. He's babying it. Times that you seen that he could have took off and run, he didn't do it. He didn't do it, man. And so I really feel I think he's still, with these hamstring injuries, man, they're real tricky. They're real tricky, man. I swear that's a history that that's a history that most medical staff can put a question mark on.
Absolutely.
You don't know if it's gonna come back. You don't know if it's gonna be, you got to stay out of a limited amount of game. And I don't think he stood out long enough for a hamstring. Usually that's like a 7-week. You usually like 7 weeks, seven games dealing with a hamstring for that thing to fully heal.
Yeah,
for that thing to fully heal. And so hopefully this won't come back to shoot him in the foot. I think as long as he just still play the game and don't run. I think maybe sometime after the Thanksgiving game, maybe when teams start in a run in December, teams start to go on their playoff push, maybe he'll start come back around then. But I don't think he needs to do any type of running. You won't see Lamar Jackson that we truly love and truly know him to be until around December. I can tell that. I can tell that he's not pushing it. He's not pushing. He's gonna let his arm do it, let the defense do it. With someone down the line, then when his legs catch up with his arm, and then we'll see the Lamar Jackson. But I clearly didn't see that Thursday, and he really held back. He really didn't push himself in that category as far as moving his legs. He really didn't, which he didn't really have to. So that's a good thing.
Right. Well, Supreme, what you got out of the Thursday night game between the Ravens and the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, a lot of what you guys said. I had a few unique ones. Let's start with the Dolphins. Like, it seems to me like we'll start with the good. Hamilton, the guy, I think it's Hamilton, his last name. They got him everywhere, safety, linebacker, outside linebacker, corner. Yeah. He's looking something real good. So I guess if he's still young enough and they can keep him, that might be something to look. I'm talking about that's the Ravens, actually. My mistake. But maybe there isn't a lot of good stuff about the Dolphins now that I'm thinking about it. Nah, I'm joking. No, the Dolphins, the main thing that I see, well, Jalen Waddle still doing his thing, you know what I mean? They got a couple pieces that could, once something's kind of going right for them, they might work together. But to me, it just looks like they're all on a different page. It's ridiculous. The O-line's doing something completely different. A chain is looking like he's trying to find a hole in the off. They're opening it somewhere else when he expects it to be somewhere. It's just very like disjointed. You know what I mean? So Tua looked not that great. That one pass that he threw overthrew on fourth down, I was just kind of like, whoa, like this isn't even like rookie mistakes or backup quarterback mistakes. This is like practice squad mistake sort of thing here. So it's kind of weird, because a couple years ago we seen them, all be on the same page and can do a lot of good things, right? But it's just kind of one of those things that it looks like they're going to be sellers, and they're going to have to restart something or find a way to kind of put everybody back on the same page and right the ship, because it doesn't look good right now. It doesn't. When it comes to the Baltimore Ravens, man, they definitely have a shot. And the first thing that I thought was, man, these Cleveland Browns, that like, I don't know, it could be a petty move by moving on from Joe Flacco and giving him to the Bengals. Because, I was like, I could think about it two different reasons, right? Like if we're trying to be strategic, one, you're just being petty, right? The other one is maybe we can give someone in our division a chance to kind of chip away at the Steelers, and then maybe the overall wins that they're going to need to make the playoffs isn't going to be as high, and then maybe the Browns will have a chance. After this week, I thought, man, the chance that they may have given it to may have been the Ravens. Yeah, Lamar was a little bit not the superstar that we're seeing, but he was poised. He showed maturity. Yeah, he looks like he doesn't want to aggravate that hamstring again.
Yeah.
But one thing over the last few weeks, I really came to the realization that Derrick Henry is nothing like Adrian Peterson. And it's not that it's a shot at him at all. It's just that
you're absolutely right.
Adrian Peterson could put up massive numbers with 10 in the box. I saw him face 8 in the box, 9 in the box, even 7 in the box, and he just disappears, and once the offense started going and they started getting a lead, that's when he started getting his yards, which it's no shot to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is one of my favorite running backs, but where I had him in my mind as like modern day Adrian Peterson, it kind of these last few weeks totally shattered that for me. So how much is left in the tank is a question that I'm thinking to myself, but Hamilton on the Baltimore Ravens, man, that guy is emerging as something different. He's being used all over the place, man. He came up with some big plays. This defense maybe is starting to maybe not become elite, because we've seen what some good offenses have done against them. But if they can be competent, man, and long enough for Lamar to get fully healthy to do Lamar Jackson things, they might be a problem come, like Q was saying, December, it might be a problem. So absolutely.
You took my question because that was my next question to you, but Q already hit a home run with it. And Q, I totally agree on what you said about December. But December and January, of course, is different football. And that was my question to you, Supreme, because I was going to say, I know it's the Dolphins, but that defense that we've seen, and we've seen these last two games, actually, because they put the Bears on ice a little bit too. But these two teams, do you think that can issue more to the top dogs? Because like Q said, you're gonna have the Kansas City, whatever, and you got that team, and you got the Chargers linking around. You got the Colts, the Bills. Like you think that defense can stay consistent? You think that defense can stay it? Because they're going to need it.
Potentially, it's kind of hard to say if at the beginning of the season they were just hot garbage or they were just still working things out. Because now it seems like Hamilton just found another gear last night. And maybe it's something to see, but then again, it's growing pains too. It could be, like he's just emerging as that type of guy. So I'm sure he's going to have games like this against not so great teams, but against good teams, he might not be able to be as efficient, but that's going to come with time. As long as they can be competent and make sure that they can give enough chances for Lamar. Lamar can do, once he's healthy, given enough drives, he's gonna gash some people up, and it can really, any one of those teams, you know what I mean, can really pay if he's on the money, and as well as that defense is giving him the opportunities, right? So absolutely. I don't know if they're going to be elevating to a top 10 defense or top 5 this year, but I think the potential is there over the next couple of years for sure.
So, Mark.
All right. So,
what's crazy? Miami scored once a few years ago. Miami was a team that put up 70 points. Now they're talking about rebuilding that whole entire roster, everything in that building. Everybody is
MVP, you just took the words out what I was going to say because I wasn't going to say nothing, but Q got my inner football in me kind of stirred up in what he taught. But you're right, MVP. You are so right because 2-3 years ago, this was the number one offense in the league, throwing up points like left and right. Let me tell you something. This team right here so missed Tyreek Hill. Oh my God. I did not know. I knew he was the best player on the team, but holy smoke. This dude is the whole, you could tell this guy is the whole team. Because when he's gone, the whole offense is gone. It is terrible. And what Supreme pointed out was that play. Oh my God. Tua drops back and there's nobody there. I mean, first of all, it's two people's fault on that. Mike McDaniel for calling a dumbass play like that when, and again, I'm no professional. I'm no coach. I'm no coordinator. Those guys are the professionals. They are. But what I see is what I see. And I see Baltimore with a cover zero. A cover zero. Ladies and gentlemen, a cover zero is when you don't have any defensive backs, everybody's up. Everybody's up. That means if you're a quarterback, right, and you got the ball, ready, you glance across the field, you don't see no safeties? Come on, bro. How can you not see that, Tua? Anyway, so I'm like, oh my God, that Mike McDaniel shouldn't even call that. He should have called a timeout. Tua should have called an audible. Like, I mean, come on, man. I immediately I was in my head, playbooks is just killing me. Motion spot halfback under. Easy touchdown. That would have been the play. Mike McDaniel, somebody get this show to him. Motion spot halfback under. You would have. That tell you that he would have been. He'd have been done. Touchdown all day long. But man, I tell you, that was just dumb, man. Miami Dolphins is just disarray. I didn't understand the defense as well. Mark Andrews was killing them. I mean, he was killing them, man. And like Supreme pointed out, Kyle Hamilton, he's been like that since Notre Dame, bro. He's on one. He's a killer, bro. He is a killer. And I'm glad that the Baltimore Ravens really picked him up. And I'm not saying he's an Ed Reed. He's not an interception type dude. No, he's a hitter. And I'm glad that he got that he's that type of player that's going to bring that. He reminds me of a young Weapon X, Brian Dawkins. And because he's all over the place. They use him every package. But I mean, I'm like, man, I agree with, again, Q got my inner going because Q, man, goddamn Q. Well, you got me when you said about Lamar, because I noticed that when they was all on Lamar nuts the whole game. And that's all. I mean, they was just Lamar. I'm like, man, god damn. Like, all right, man, he ain't the only player on this team. Like, but they from the tunnel till he came out. But I could tell Q with the look in his eye, bro, he looked really relaxed. You could tell he was a little nonchalant. He knew that he was playing the Dolphins. He knew that they ain't have any pass rushes, so he knew this was kind of a easy game. They brought him back at the right time. Now they can gain some momentum. And my last where I shut up is I don't understand the Dolphins. Why not go into a cover three? A cover three play, you could play underneath. The Baltimore Ravens make a living by going underneath to Zay Flowers and Andrews and Rashad Bateman. Those guys are not long. Lamar is not a long ball thrower. He runs out of play action, bam. Zay Flowers is a slot receiver. Mark Andrews is a tight end. Rashad Bateman is a wideout, but he runs a lot of curls. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a cover three. That is a cover three. You see those three at the top? That's why they call it the cover three. And you play the flat. You see that end? That end, it buzzes over to the corner. That safety buzzes over to the other corner. Those two linebackers, they fall back about 10 yards to cover the middle. Everybody runs that defense. I don't get why the Dolphins did. You're playing the Ravens. They're not going to hit you with a long ball. That's all I got out of the game. Q, I wasn't going to say nothing, but you got me going, brother. That was good, man. You guys have hit a nail on the head. Yeah, hit a nail on the head, man. Y'all hit it. The Miami Dolphins and I hate to see them that way because I was so entertained with them 2 years ago, man. They was number one, like Rock said, man. They was like number one offense, putting up 70 and shit. Like, they garbage. But Tua, it's time to go. Alabama, Crimson Tide or not, I don't give a damn. You got to go. You're terrible. You suck, bro. You suck. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a way to end that one. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a Thursday night game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. The Ravens go 3-5, and the Dolphins drop to 2-7. All righty then. Boy. Ladies and gentlemen, the trade deadline, the podcast panel, the trade deadline is coming up next week. I know the Vikes is probably looking for, to get a little their hand in the pot. I know the Jacksonville Jaguars are getting their hand in the pot. And Lord knows that my Las Vegas Raiders need to get into the pot. Lord have mercy. Do they ever? But trade deadline's coming up. 11 team player team fits that makes sense. But we're going to talk about the three biggest guys right now that the trade deadline is really not trade deadline, but the trades right now, the three guys that's really on the map right now. And one, we're going to start with Trey Hendrickson. We got Trey Hendrickson, Jalen Waddle, and Jacoby Myers here. Those three guys right there are the top guys right now, the go-getters, and people want them very, very badly. So let's start with Trey Hendrickson, and we'll go across the board. Rockstar Rock, who you think Tuesday? Do you think Trey Hendrickson will be traded, or you think he will stay? Now, if he's going to get traded, what team do you think he will land?
I think if he gets traded, I see him going to I can either see him going to the NFC. To that conference. I don't know which team from the NFC, because anybody from that conference could use his talents. But if I had to choose a team from the NFC, I'd like to see Hendrickson with the Commanders. I think he'd get him a good, good anchor on that defensive end. With already some of the pieces that they got there. Or I can see him going to play somewhere in the NFC North or the NFC West if he would get traded. And it's going to take a team that's going to be willing to give up some of their draft capital and also take on his contract as well. So a lot of that is going to take on some of these teams that may be picking high in the draft. Are they going to be willing to give up a first round or a second round pick in next year's draft to acquire Hendrickson? Or maybe they may trade somebody within it to cover it. So, but that's just my take on Hendrickson.
Okay. What about Jalen Waddle?
Jalen Waddle, I think that they keep him because they don't know the circumstances of how long, Tyreek Hill may be out due to his injury. His injury was very gruesome and things of that nature. So we know that he's not going to be nowhere near ready to play next season. So they're going to need a number one guy, and he's shown that he can be that number one guy. So I don't think he's getting traded. And especially if he was to get traded, we would have heard about that last night after that game. Usually teams, when they looking to get a guy, you would have heard that news of him being shipped right after they lost or something like that. The fact that he hasn't been shipped yet and they lost and they haven't even fired Mike McDaniel. They GM just parted ways for the Miami. So I think they view him as a cornerstone piece. They don't know if Tyreek Hill may come back and have that same, that same explosive speed, and may not even want to be a Miami Dolphin when he come back. So I see Jalen Waddle staying put and being that number one guy down there. Jacoby Myers, now he's expendable. You should know. I mean, as well, host being a fan of the Raiders. He's not a true. He's not a true leader in that room. Y'all leader is pretty much y'all tight end as far as the leader of y'all wide receiver room. So he's expendable. I think y'all may move from him to see if you guys can get some draft capital or get some type of aspect back as far as a guy that can be able to make plays within Pete Carroll's system for Geno Smith instead of Geno's just hunkering down on Brock Bowers, because eventually Bowers is going to need some much needed rest. The brother is what I think he's second year in the league, if I'm correct, and he's on pace before to break some of y'all reception records for the Raiders
already.
And it's already in the second year, so I think y'all will get rid of Jacoby Myers, and but Jalen Waddle, I believe he's going to stay in Miami. And Hendrickson, if he gets traded, it'll probably be for NFC squad trying to knock off. Trying to make a good home for Jacoby. Jacoby Myers.
What would be a good home? What would be a good home for him?
I can probably see him going to like maybe somewhere. He'll probably stay within the AFC, within the conference. I would like to see him. He'll probably be a good key guy for like maybe for Josh Allen in Buffalo, or maybe somewhere in the AFC South. I can see him playing for either Houston or maybe riding upon. I mean, maybe being that guy in Tennessee. Tennessee need a number one guy. Who knows? But I see him going somewhere where he's going to be able to just fit the void, fill right in, and not have to have too much pressure of being the number one guy on the team. Because that's the pressure that he had to live up to right now, being that number one guy for the Las Vegas Raiders.
I agree. It is. After Devontae, too. I agree. OG, Trey Henderson. Trade deadline, Henderson. These three guys are top three on the map. I quickly, OG, let me go through the names real quick. Trey Hendrickson, Jalen Phillips for the Dolphins, linebacker, I'm sorry. Breece Hall, Alontae Taylor, tripping. Logan Wilson, Cam Taylor-Britt, Kevin Zettler, Jacoby Myers, Calais Campbell, Draymond Jones, and Kirk Cousins. But these are the three guys right here, Q. Right here, that are top right now and most talked about. So we'll start with Trey Hendrickson. Do you think he'll stay? Cincinnati will sign him, or he should walk? Well, he will get traded, and if he do, what team?
I'm kind of like with Trey Henderson. I'm kind of like a buyers beware type of deal with him, because I think if he was any type of a superstar defensive end, Cincinnati would have paid him. They only gave him a 1 year contract, and so there's something going on. We can look from the outside. A lot of times, these coaches, they deal with these players every day, so they know something more than we know. So I'm looking at it as a buyer beware situation. I can see him going somewhere. Like Dallas Cowboys, they need some pass rush.
Good point.
Maybe 49ers, especially Cowboys. I can see them shooting for them. They need to get some kind of pressure up front. The way their defense is, they're damn near last in every category. So I can't see him going nowhere. He's going to get paid, because these teams that I just mentioned, they're going to need him. I think they're going to overpay for him. But it's going to be something that's going to show up in him that we're going to see the reason why Cincinnati didn't pay him. And so I don't know about Trey Henderson, man. I mean, like I say, I think it's a buy type situation. But I think teams will overpay him. Those teams are desperate for needing defensive pass rusher help, like the Cowboys. They definitely
fucking perfect. What about Jalen Waddle?
No, I think he stays home. I'm like T-Rock. I feel that we know that the way Tyreek Hill tore his knee up, we don't know how he will come back after that, if he'll still be the same. It might take him another year. It might take him towards the latter part of next year for him to be the old Tyreek Hill, what we used to seeing. And they'll be a rebuilding team. And so, and that I don't know if they can wait on him, far as getting players and building that roster the way they want to be, because we know this team will be a different team next year. We know that. from the top to the bottom. And so, so I think, it don't make no sense to move Waddle for nothing unless they give you, unless you can give. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not going to draw 2 number ones.
No, sir.
No, he's not going to draw 2 number ones. So
No,
that's something you can build off 2 number ones. Definitely get rid of them because you're a building team. So but no, you got to keep something. And so I see Waddle as a stay put type of guy.
Okay. And lastly, Jacoby Myers.
At the beginning of the year, Jacoby Myers wanted out of the Raiders organization for one reason or another because he wanted to get paid like a number one. He wants to be the man type dollar, but I don't see him being a number one. He can't be a Lamar Chase or he can't be a Justin Jefferson. That won't happen for him. He's more best to be. I see him more Amon St. Brown type deal. But you got to have a complimentary running game that can take that off of him, where he won't be the man. He can't go nowhere being the man. He can be a complimentary number 2 receiver somewhere where they have a top receiver, but not a number 2. And I can see him playing that role somewhere else when he leaves, if they pull for a trade. But I think, that's another Brian Brewer situation right there because he's going to want to be paid top dollar. And if anybody's going to benefit from it, it's going to be the regular organization because they're going to get more. They're going to get more bang for him because other teams going to overpay for him, and they're going to overcompensate for him. So I think it'd be benefits for the Raiders, but not the buyer if you overpay him. Yeah. A lot of times these trade deadlines, these players coming out here, you got to understand. These teams that's going to, these teams that's going to sell us, they're going to want the best. They're going to want to get the top dollar out of them. And if you overpay for a person, sometimes, it doesn't pan out for your organization. A lot of these trade deadlines, with these players coming in, you got to be kind of suspicious on your offense and defense for this stuff to work out in the trade deadline. You got to be peaking. You got to be, headed in the right direction for this to work out for you. Unless you're going to be sellers and selling for these on the bottom of the division, bottom of teams in the NFL that's just wanting picks like the Miami Dolphins. But otherwise, it's kind of tricky with it. So I wouldn't trade for players unless I know. I wouldn't give top dollar for them unless I know that I'm right there Super Bowl bound. I'm NFC or AFC champion. That's the only way I'm giving top dollar. So so it's going to be interesting to see how these players look because a lot of teams going to overpay for players. Guarantee you're going to see that.
I promise I'm gonna be quiet, but Q, you get my blood boiling today, boy. You get my inner football. Holy, I could talk this all night. Holy smoke! But yeah, you made a lot of sense there, Q. A lot of sense. Supreme trade deadline next Tuesday. Tuesday, it's going down, changing the landscape of some teams, but I think these 3 guys can probably do it. Let's start with Trey Hendrickson. Do he stay, or if not, what team is best for the guy?
Yeah, with him, and if he gets traded, I feel like it's a bit of a 50-50 because if they feel like they could actually make a playoff push and actually make it, then they're going to want to keep him. But at the same time, the Bengals organization is one of the stingiest, cheapest freaking run organizations in the world. They just do not like to pay players. They move on way early than anybody else. And it's just because of their owner, right? He's not, if I'm not mistaken, he's
the idiot.
Not the richest compared to all the owners. He's like the least rich out of all of them, right? So he's stingy. Yeah. And so I don't know what they're going to do with him. But if he does go, I was looking at the 3 worst pass rushes in the league, and Cincinnati's one of them. So argument for them to keep him, of course. Arizona Cardinals is another one that's pretty bad. Washington Commanders, right? So me personally, I'd like to see more help go towards Jaden Daniels because he's one of my favorite players. So that's where I'd like him to end up if he does get moved at the deadline. But yeah, it's just his skill set is he's a straight pass rusher, right? So you're not gonna he can do a little bit of run stopping, but that's not his thing. And so having someone like that on the line that can command that much attention for any one of these teams is going to open up for the rest of the guys on the pass rush to actually start looking better than they are. So if he gets on the Commanders, that might, open up their pass rush, which will be really cool to see. So that's where I'd like for him to go. But like I said, I don't know what they're gonna do. Bengals might just be like, seeing, looking out of the orange colored glasses and thinking we actually have a shot at this, right? So they may keep him and in hopes that, they might be able to do something at the end of the year. But that's Trey.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You're right about stingy because they gave all the damn money to Higgins and Chase. That is and Burrow. Like
Mm-hmm.
again,
and Burrow.
Yeah, I'm not a professional, but what the have you? It is 11 men on the field. You got to. I mean, what? But anyway, I'm shut up. What about Jalen Waddle, Supreme?
Jalen Waddle is an interesting guy to me because he's got, I don't know if he's just a 1A or 1B, I mean, or a solid, really, really good number 2. He's got a lot of speed. He's got big play potential, but sometimes he's insecure with catching the ball, right? So the thing with the Dolphins is I could see them wanting to keep a guy like that just to make sure that they have some sort of linchpin in their offense for whoever rookie they draft, or if they go the veteran route, they have someone that can hopefully spark the offense. But the way it looks like, man, if they might just fire sell and get rid of everybody and start just get as much draft capital and go the long build, because they've been long building for 15 years now, right? So I could see them just kind of reverting to old ways. So if they do move on for him, I pulled up some teams, right, that are definitely in need of a guy like that could be the 1B when necessary, but a solid number 2, right? Couple teams, the Tennessee Titans, they got Calvin Ridley over there. And when the load is all on him, man, it's really hard. And they're going to be going through a rebuild. They're going to bring in another coach and another system. And so having a guy like Waddle in there with Ridley will hopefully open up what I hope to see from Cam Ward, because I really want him to succeed. Another team, the Green Bay Packers. I hate to say it, but they really don't have a clear number 1. They have a whole bunch of number 2s and 2Bs, to be honest, right? Some guys just step up sometimes and they drop balls. There's just no clear number 1. And I know they're thinking Matthew Golden might be that guy, but you can't wait 2 or 3 years for a young guy to develop to be a number 1. Sometimes you got to do something, especially where they potentially could be, a contender, right? So I could see him landing there. Another team that that is in desperate need of a number 1, the Las Vegas Raiders, ladies and gentlemen. They have themselves a unique situation, right? They might be on the trading block with Jacoby Myers there, but if you give him a good number 1 and have him there, that might open up a different defense that might give Geno some time, right? Because sometimes they don't care. They just don't care about their passing game. And so they sell out on the run stop and getting the Geno. And if you got a guy like Waddle out there and Jacoby Myers, which is, he's not a leader. He's got the play, but he's just so quiet, right? So a number 2. But if you got somebody that's more of a number 1 than he is there, that might be something that you guys can open up. And, because I see a lot of potential in your team. There's a lot of raw talent. And so if they're thinking that, they've made some right decisions, it's just the pieces aren't falling into place fast enough, they might be looking to buy instead of sell, right? So that's a team that I have, the third team that I think might be good use for him. And then to move on, so whether they're going to be moving on from him again, I'm not sure, but if they do go all out fire sale, those 3 teams I think would be good landing spots for him.
Okay. So you hit basically Jalen and Jacoby at the same time.
A little bit, yeah. We can transition a little bit into Jacoby there. it's
Yeah,
a 50-50, right? We don't know. Like, how confident are you in the potential that you guys have? Like, Alshon Jenti, what he had like over 200 yards of scrimmage and 3 touchdowns a couple weeks back. You know, like you gotta have one. Your tight end could be generational. We don't know yet, but like he's looking really good, right? Like, so when you got that much raw potential, like, do you really want to blow it up? Do you want to be the Arizona Cardinals? Remember when they drafted a developmental quarterback in Josh Rosen, panicked, and before he even unpacked, they moved on to him, right? And they bring in Kyler Murray, and we know what's the situation is right now, right? Like they are sick and tired of that experiment. They've given him everything, and it's still not working, right? So they made their identity in patience, right? And so do the Raiders, stand tall and say, you know what, we're not gonna budge. We're gonna see what we have and let this potential develop. And you guys are dealing with O-line injuries, right? So like it's not all on scheme or talent for per se. So could they keep them? Maybe if they do decide to move on because they're thinking maybe we need to find some better options, more stable options. Some teams that I thought that he could land on, the New York Jets. They got a clear number 1 and they have no number 2, right? And I like what Arizona's doing. It doesn't look like even close to a finished product yet. I will give it that. I know that they're struggling, but in the few moments that I've seen, they have potential of something. I don't know what it could be. I don't know if it's going to be mediocre or if it's going to be great. But sometimes I'm like, whoa, I kind of see what they're trying to make happen. So if they have a legit number 2, that might be a team that could work out for them. Another team I was looking at was the Los Angeles Rams. There's our fearless leader, Mr. Rapp, right there, the purple and gold squad. But to go back to the Rams, they got a clear number 1 in Puka Nacua. There's no doubt that he is a dude. He's more than a guy. He is really, really good. He's on pace. And to give him a solid wide receiver too, somebody that can just be quiet and do the job and be sure-handed. Jacoby Myers isn't going to blow the top off over you. He's not going to be a massive yards after catch kind of guy, but he can get you some quality plays, especially when they're focusing on your number 1, right? So the Rams could use that. And then again, the third team is the Las Vegas Raiders, because I see that they might be in that position of moving out and grabbing a number 1 receiver. And if that happens in combination, he buys into that might be something going forward, right? Because I see a lot of potential there.
Q, you keep doing this because I'll be trying to be quiet. But Q, I'm gonna run through it real fast. Q, when you said the Cowboys with Trey Hendrickson, I so agree with you. That is to me, that is the perfect team. The Dallas Cowboys, Trey Hendrickson. The Dallas Cowboys need that guy. They need that guy if they want to contest with the Philadelphia Eagles in that division. The Dallas Cowboys would be perfect. Jalen Waddle, I say he stay. You guys agree too, but if not, the best thing he could probably do is go to Seattle. The Seahawks can definitely need his services. They need his speed. They're not as fast team like that, and it would do Sam Darnold, who can still throw the deep ball pretty damn good. That would be definitely a deep threat for them. And Jacoby, I want him to stay. I think he should stay. But if not, ladies and gentlemen, it's the team I thought about. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Perfect. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You go down there with Baker Mayfield. Right now, Mike Evans, he's going to be out for a long time. Godwin, he just slipped on a banana peel and he injured. It's just too injury prone. But Jacoby, again, like Supreme just said, that the guy is not a home run threat. Mike Evans is their home run threat, but he's not. But he's a perfect quarterback for Baker Mayfield. Is he cute? Yeah. Because Baker Mayfield is not gonna. Again, he can throw. Baker can go downfield with it. Don't get me wrong. Jacoby can too. But this guy's a post guy. He's a post route guy. A back shoulder fades or with Jacoby. So that was, man, Tampa. And Tampa right now is a contender in the NFC. I see Tampa grabbing him from it, and I don't know who the hell they're gonna give us. I take the rookie, but I know he's gonna be there for a minute. But I mean, I don't know what we're gonna get from Tampa. But yeah, but I want Jacoby. I like Jacoby. He's built a pretty good aura around us, and it was tough for him anyway for being in the shadows of Devontae Adams at the time. So we'll see, man. I love the trade deadline. I love the trade, NFL trade. I love it, man. It's always good to see who's gonna get who. The Raiders, my team, they really don't make big moves like that. We make a little bit throughout the season sporadically, but not in the trade deadline. So we'll see how this go. We got a new GM, so we'll see how this go. I don't know what's the Vikings and the Jaguars. I mean, you guys are pretty much kind of straight as far as you got your quarterbacks. At least we ain't got no damn quarterback. Geno Smith is not quarterback. Geno Smith is not a guy that's going to lead you to the promised land. But yeah, can't wait to see it, man. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to be glued to NFL.com come Tuesday. No, goddamn, come Monday. Because that's when, Monday is the sweet spot, y'all. Monday is the sweet spot. Because not Sunday, Monday. Because Monday is a business day. So that's when all the phones are going to be ringing, all the contracts, the banks, everybody going to be wheeling and dealing, agents on the phone, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to tell you three things to pay attention to in the trade deadline. Stay hooked to Adam Schefter. That's where you're going to get the 100% truth. Adam Schefter, NFL.com, and listen to Q. Hey, when it come down to the draft, I listen to Q. That damn Q. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, that damn Q, when it come down to the draft, boy, that damn Q, boy, he be on it.
he better than Mel Kiper.
Yeah, he better than Mel Kiper guy. I said,
bro. I ain't on that level yet.
On it, boy.
The last 3 years, I think he predicted. The last 3 years, he predicted y'all first round picks for the Vikings, right?
He sure did.
Sure did.
Yep. He got Jordan Addison. Then he wanted Brian Flores.
He knew y'all was gonna get Dallas Turner. Damn. I think you said the same thing about Dallas Turner, didn't you?
I ain't said nothing about Dallas Turner. I wanted your boy Brian Murphy Jr. But
that's what it was.
Seattle got one pick ahead of us.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was Murphy.
I'm sitting there watching the draft. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting there watching the draft. I'm like, damn, Q about to. He called it, and I'm like, the Vikings is up, and this Joker is right here. I'm like, damn, we about to get him. Seattle jumped right in front of you. They traded up. Son of a bitch. I said, damn, boy, he was close. Oh my God, he is the draft whisperer. He is the draft.
That was the
D
tackle that he was talking about, right?
Yeah.
Not the corner.
Yeah. He came out of Texas.
Yeah,
Texas. Longhorn.
Yeah.
No, he came out of Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah, he was the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. So was Miles Turner. I mean, I keep saying Turner. Dallas Turner. Yeah, so Q is definitely the draft whisperer. So, but ladies and gentlemen, let's get to these picks and predictions, and we're gonna get on out the devil. We're gonna get on out the back devil here. That was the wrong thing. That was crazy. Hey, you heard that, boy? Rock. Hey, that's NBA, boy. Rock bar, like what? NBA. My bad, y'all. My bad. We gotta get that. My bad, y'all. Damn. All right, man. We got the picks and predicts for week 9. Week 9. All right. Get my stuff to stop moving here. All right, man. We got the winner. Who's the winner? Who's the winner going to be, line chat? Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Wall Street? Is it going to be Supreme? Is it going to be the MVP? Or is it going to be the dog? Who is it going to be? Round and round we go. No one stop, no one knows. Spin the host. All righty. Enough with all the shenanigans here. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of week 8. The dog with the win. The dog.
Yes, sir.
The dog is back on top. He's back on top. The dog gets the win for week 8. Sire, the king, the sire. The dog wins. Bring up the scores real quick here. Who broke? Wall Street not here today. Wall Street brought up the rear. He went 6-7. So did my man Supreme. Come on, Latino Heat, man. 6-7. The MVP, he went 7-6. 7-6. And the dog, he cleared it out with the win. The dog went 8-5. 8-5, man. Shout out to the dog. The dog with another victory here in week 8. So let's go to week 9. Let's get these picks going here. I'm gonna waste some more of your time. I know everybody's out Saturday night, probably. Well, you get to be our age, boy. You get to chill a little bit. Yeah, that party stuff is over with. But let's start off with the champ here. Get my stuff together. Let's start off with the champ, the new champ, the dog. Here's the dog's pick, y'all. All right. He went with the Ravens. He got the win with the Ravens here. He is going with the Bears over the Bengals. Everybody picks is a little similar. What? He chose the Lions over the Vikings? Shame on you for that. Shame on you, Q. Shame on you. The Packers. You're going to Green Bay Packers over the Carolina Panthers. The Denver Broncos over the Houston Texans. The Patriots over the Atlanta Falcons. The Giants over the 49ers. The Colts over the Steelers. The Chargers over the Titans. The Rams over the Saints. The Jacksonville Jaguars over the Las Vegas Raiders. The Buffalo Bills over the Kansas City Chiefs. Brother, I hope you are right. The Seattle Seahawks over the Washington Commanders. And the Dallas Cowboys over the Arizona Cardinals. Q, one game stuck out to me. The Giants over the 49ers. What do you see in that?
Well, the 49ers kind of decimated it with injuries. And then, if you don't get Christian McCaffrey, that running game, he is the heart and soul of that offense. And if you don't get that running game going, then that offense is not prevalent. But they're gonna face that front seven, that front of the New York Giants, which is no joke. With them boys, they can get out to the quarterback. Right. Dustin Lawrence and the boys, Brian Burns and the boys, they've been doing their thing this year up front. And you got to take pull your hat off to them. And even though we see the Giants, they lose Scatterboo for the rest of the year, and wishing him a speedy recovery. And so the injury bug kind of biting them this year too. Mm-hmm. But I believe it's just going to be on that defensive front. It's going to keep them in the game. Mm-hmm. And I think they'll be able to pull this one out with the 49ers kind of decimated. I don't see them getting Christian McCaffrey going against this front seven. I just can't see it.
Okay. One more game I want to ask you about. The New England Patriots over the Atlanta Falcons. And I understand that Kirk Cousins will be, your former quarterback, will be the starter against the Patriots. He chose the Patriots over the Falcons.
Yeah, it's Atlanta, man, is kind of like Bijan Robinson, and I think this Mike Vrabel got these boys going in the right direction. Drake May, man, we tried to get Drake May. They wouldn't let him loose. And I think another team tried to get Drake May. And he's proven the reason why. This dude right here, man, I mean, he's showing out. And he really is. And and their pieces are starting to really come together. And the talent that we seen on the paper, it didn't show up at the beginning as much. But with a coach like Mike Vrabel got these boys going in the right direction towards the middle of the year, and looking forward for other good things from them. I just can't see Atlanta with Kirk Cousins the way he performed, and I think they'll shut Deshaun Robinson. I don't think he'll get off, and the defense is not as good. So I think they're just a better offensive team than Atlanta is right about now.
And best to believe Mike Vrabel is definitely scouting out Bijan because they know Bijan is their home run hitter.
Yeah,
so I can see that. I can see that's a wise pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. We got the MVP. The MVP is next. The MVP. He went with the Ravens, got to win. He chose the Bears over the Bengals, Lions over the Vikings, Panthers over the Packers, Broncos over the Texans, Patriots over the Falcons, 49ers over the Giants, Colts over the Steelers, the Chargers over the Titans, the Rams over the Saints, his Jacksonville Jaguars over the Las Vegas Raiders, the Buffalo Bills over the Chiefs. Hope you're right. The Seattle Seahawks over the Commanders, and the Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals. Going back to Josh Dobbs days here. Arizona Cardinals over the Cowboys. Let's talk about that game. What do you see in that one?
Cowboys are historically bad. I mean, Cowboys are bad on defense. So Jacoby Brissett has actually had, he's had some solid play the last two games as starting quarterback. He will be starting on Monday as well. Okay. I just look at it like if your offense is putting up 30 plus points and your defense is giving up 30 plus points, that's not a recipe for winning. And the way that the Cardinals have played everybody this season, the Cardinals haven't gotten blown out at all this season, and they've had subpar quarterback play. Their quarterback's injured. They've been in every game I believe they've played in this year so far. So that goes to show that they are being well coached. Their defense is well disciplined as well, because if they're only losing in these one-score games, that means certain places it came down to where their defense may have gave up a field goal and then their offense had to go out there and score in the 2 minute and they couldn't get it done. Or their offense gave up a lead. I mean, their offense was winning and their defense gave up a lead. So it's a lot of variables that could have been, that could change the way that Arizona's record is right now. Their record could be reversed if some of those one-score situations went their way. But and I look at it that they also got a true number one receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr. And I believe he's going to give the Cowboys secondary a little fits on Monday night. And but I believe it's going to be a close one. It is going to be a close one. And I went with the Cardinals for that reason. I believe that their coach is going to have them much more prepared than Marty Schottenheimer. Well, it's not Marty Schottenheimer Jr. But Schottenheimer. Yeah, I
got you. You said Carolina over.
Can I cut it? I was kind of like that game right there was iffy for me, and I knew that both of them there was going to be a shootout. I'm kind of like with Rock, because the Cowboys bad defense, and I knew that Murray, he's a gunslinger. So that's really going to be a shootout. It's just which team I figure like was going to, win the shootout.
Yeah.
So
I
I
got you.
was kind of iffy.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
What
about Carolina and Green Bay, Rob?
I like that game because I would have went Green Bay had this game would have been in Green Bay, but it's in Carolina, correct? This game's in
Carolina. It's in Green Bay.
It's in Green Bay.
It's in Lambeau.
Okay.
Lambeau.
Well,
It's in
yeah,
Lambeau.
I'm going Carolina for the fact of an upset here. I think Green Bay has kind of like they've played their kind of like their hardest portion of their schedule. And they got out. They've got away with some wins over some of the top teams in the league. But the one team that I really noticed is that they tied with the Cowboys, and the Cowboys defense was bad, and Carolina ran all over that defense. And Carolina has a good running game. If they keep Jordan Love on the sideline, play a little bit of opportunistic defense there, I believe they can come out with a win. They're a good coach team as well, and I believe they believe.
That's very true.
I think that Bryce Young has actually won over the locker room as well, because you kind of seeing how the team played when he wasn't on the side, when he wasn't playing last week. They played kind of like a shell of themselves, and compared to the games that they've played when he's been out there on the field with them. So. I believe that's going to be the upset this week. That's because if you look at all the other games, there's bound to be an upset somewhere, and that's the game that could potentially be an upset. A lot of other games, it's a little teams come out and handle their business like they're supposed to. They're supposed to win that game, except for the Bills and the Chiefs. But a lot of these other games, No, I'm sorry.
Oh. Fuck that game. No, you good. I want to ask you one last one that your Jacksonville Jaguars is heading to Allegiant Stadium to take on my Raiders. What is the game plan to get out of there with the win?
Don't shoot ourselves in the foot. That's number one. Stop with the pre-snap penalties, with the holding calls. Just play clean, good clean football. Get Travis Etienne a good amount of carries. I believe he needs to at least touch the football at least 20 times. 15 to 17. I mean, around that mark, maybe over 20 times in this game. But I do believe that we need to run the ball a little bit more, take some of that pressure off of Trevor Lawrence, because in our 2 losses, he threw the ball over 50 times, and that's not going to be the recipe for us to win the game. He's going to at least have to throw for 25 to 30 times, and they're going to have to be within a range of him, maybe throwing 5 to 8 incompletions within them 20 to 30 attempts, just so he can play much cleaner football. And we just got to play defense. Pete Carroll is a good coach. So we know that you guys are going to be ready to come out and play. You guys coming off a bye week just as well as us. So it shouldn't be no excuses. It's not like you guys played last week or we played last week. So it should be a good one. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Gino going to do something, because our defense usually don't shut quarterbacks down, but y'all don't have a guy that can kind of like take the top off the defense, like a guy that will scare us, like Devontae Adams scared us. That's why he cooked us last year.
Can we borrow Justin Jefferson?
So, but I think it'll be a good game. That's my take on it.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, man. Hey, Minnesota. Hey, can we just borrow Justin Jefferson for one game? We'll ship him. I guarantee you, bro. We'll ship him right to Detroit. We'll ship him right back, bro. All right, Supreme. Look at Supreme picks on field on the board, man. Supreme. He went with the Ravens. Everybody got to win with the Ravens here. The Bengals. Oh, okay. The Bengals over the Bears. Wow. The Lions over the Vikings. Can't believe this. All right. The Packers over the Panthers. The Broncos over the Texans. Patriots over the Falcons. The 49ers over the Giants. Colts over the Steelers. Chargers over the Titans. Everybody's pretty similar down the line here. Rams and Saints. Raiders over the Jags. The Bills over the Chiefs. I so hope you brothers are right. I swear, if I had enough money, I would buy all y'all dinner. If Buffalo can beat them bastards. But Seattle, the Seahawks over the Commanders. And the Dallas Cowboys over the Cardinals. I say, man, everybody's pretty much down the middle here. Like, I mean, as far as the picks, but you see the Raiders defeating the Jags there, Supreme. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, it's more of like an upset pick too, because like I calculate every game, try to get as accurate of probabilities I can based on what I'm seeing. And at first, when I look at it, I kind of like calculate maybe like a 60% chance for the Jags, and then and they're coming off a bye as well, so they're going to be a lot more like closer to what they expect to be, right? Then I look at the potential that the Raiders have, and the thing that gets me is like I feel like because they're going to come off a bye as well, that might take a little bit off of that probabilities from the Jaguars of winning. So it turns out when I come to calculate it, it comes really close to a coin flip. Still a little bit more on the side of the Jags, but it's one of those situations where this could be the upset. That's why I went with them. And because I really like Alshon Jenti, so he could very well run quite a bit, even though the Jags actually have a pretty decent run stopping defense. So I just feel like it's one of those games where it could go either way. It'll probably be a one-score game. And I'm just kind of gambling on the upset there, to be brutally honest. But I like, you guys don't like Geno that much, but Geno's the guy that made me fall in love with footwork in the pocket. You haven't seen a lot of it this year because you guys are missing your left tackle or your right tackle or your left tackle, right? He's out right now. And then you guys have a right tackle that's kind of been elevated and he's kind of underperformed. And you guys have missed on some of your
fucking DJ Glaze.
Yeah, you guys have missed on some of your offensive line picks in the last couple of years. They're not panning out, right? So, so you know what I mean? If it's one of those situations where the Jags might be closer to a tune-up game, that it might be a little bit more even than people expect. And I think a lot of people are going to be banking and be like, the Raiders are just garbage. There's no way in picking them, and kind of leaning with more an emotional pick. But I see it as a closer game and one that I'm willing to gamble on because it is slightly favored, but I could see some good things happening as well. So that's where my train of thought comes from.
So out of all these games, Supreme, which game that you're most intrigued into? Which game is going to really get you? I know the Viking. By you being a Viking fan, I know you're going to be glued to that one. But outside of the Vikings, what game is really going to get your eye that you want to see?
There's a couple potential ones, like with the Cardinals Cowboys game. That one was a little bit difficult for me to pick, because the Cowboys defense is so hot garbage. They're like, it's embarrassing how bad they are. And the thing is that we've seen what happens to them when they face like an actual top 5 defense. You know what I mean? And they just can't. They can't do it. This high powered offense doesn't look like one when they play a good defense. Now, the Cardinals defense is decent. It's actually probably slightly above average, but they're no top 5 defense, right? So, and it's to me, it's like are they going to be able to slow the Cowboys enough down? And then it's more of can the Cardinals score enough points to beat them? And it might just come down to like a 1-score game as a result of that tug of war that's going on between them. I just kind of go with their offense is just better than what the defense is for the Cardinals, right? So I'm just going to hedge my bets that they might be able to put more points up than the Cardinals, and the Cardinals will just kind of run out of steam, sort of thing. Like it might be a race to 24 points sort of situation, right? Like whoever can put the right amount of points up is going to win this game, and I'm just thinking it's going to be the Cowboys. The other one that I'm thinking is kind of interesting as well is the 49ers and Giants game, because we got a team that's showing that they can face adversity and they don't care. Like the 49ers are winning games that a lot of us probably had picked that they were going to lose because of the key losses they have.
You ain't kidding.
No Fred Warner, you know what I mean? Like their quarterbacks, there's just so many Bosa's out, so many like star players. Like what are they going to do? And then they win, right? So in facing adversity, they're more experienced than the Giants. The Giants are the same type of team where they got a lot of potential, and they faced some adversity this year and they beat it, but then they've also faced adversity and gotten handled, right? So I think the experience of overcoming adversity is what's going to lend towards an ugly win for the 49ers. So, but I like the Giants remind me of where we were last year. They reminded me of the team that we were when we were in between Pat Shermer and Stefanski, and now I feel like they're stepping a little bit closer, but they're still probably a coach away, to be honest. Some sort of actual offensive coordinator that can figure this offense out, because they got something. They just need someone to lead them properly, and I think that's where those are the two games that are interesting to me.
As we get on out of here, what game I want when I watch football, man, I got here, I'm here, I'm there, I'm here, I'm here. I got notes, I got this, I got that, I got that. Then my goddamn phone blowing up. But anyway, I'm gonna be on the Colts, man. I want to see the Colts and the Steelers. I haven't seen the Colts yet this year, and I want to see what the hype is about. I really want to see what the hype is about, and I want to see. I think that's going to be a good game to me. The Colts and the Steelers. I want to see what that's about. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what it's about. Anybody else got anything? Anybody else got anything before we get out of here? No. What a dog at, Spring? Not cute dog, but where's your dog? Where's your dog at? Supreme?
Pardon? I don't know where. We talking me or Q Dog?
Yeah. Where's your dog? Your dog, your puppy, your husky.
Oh yeah, my little husky. Yeah, she my girl's here, so whenever she's here, they kind of go wild because they love her. So it is what it is. You know what I mean?
I think they love the podcast. You know what I'm telling me? They probably listen to the podcast. Arr, 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 arr. All right, man, we're going to get the hell out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about today. We talked about the trade deadline that's coming up next Tuesday, 4 p.m. is the deadline. Next Tuesday, the trade deadline. We talked about the Baltimore Ravens versus the Miami Dolphins on Thursday that went down. And, I mean, we had the picks for week 9. Shout out to the dog. Shout out to Q Dog for being the king of predictions for week 8. To the dog. And we're going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, on this Saturday night, man. Please, man, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. And again, I thank these 3 gentlemen right here for doing what they do, bringing us what they got in football, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. As always, we want to thank you for watching another episode of the Real Sports Talk Show, man. Do us a solid and click on that thumbs up and that like button. And don't forget about that subscribe button as well, man. And turn on that bell for all notifications. All notifications. Let's get out of here, man. Let's get out of here, man. Got to get out of here with the legend himself, the dog.
All right, people, we want to thank y'all again for tuning in to evening show. We was glad to have you. We talked about, like the host says, the trade deadline, which we'll probably talk about more next week. I'm not predicting it in case when it does happen. Then the predictions this week, I was the champion. I hope I can keep that going on. Wallace, I picked your boys, but I wouldn't be mad if you lost. I swear I wouldn't. I wouldn't be mad. I'd take that L any day. But otherwise, just glad in y'all tuning in, man. We're approaching a quarter of 3/4 of the season, which will end right before Thanksgiving. For hopefully that my team can go on a playoff run after Thanksgiving. And like I say, man, we're into the half of the season, man, and we got a good little bit amount of football left, and I'm glad y'all was able to tune in today, man. Hopefully, I can sound that horn for you next week with a Viking victory.
I know that's right, man. All right, man. Me and Young Mark, man, we'll be back Tuesday night at 7 p.m. with some NFL and college football news and the scores from Week 9. Oh my God, I didn't tell you guys. My bad. But next Saturday show will be at 1 p.m. 1. Oh, I didn't tell you. That's my fault. I know MVP, you probably have to work and stuff like that. But if you don't, hey, whoever can call, I ain't got to say nothing about the dog. I ain't got nothing to say about the dog Supreme. I talked already about that. I forgot to mention that. But Saturday 1 p.m. man. But first of all, me and Mark will be back Tuesday. We're gonna review all the scores from Week 9. We're gonna go through for the Power Hour, the Real Sports Power Hour for one solid hour. We're gonna talk about the scores. We're gonna give our quick reviews. We're gonna hit you hard with it. I'm talking about some 1-2 Floyd Mayweather, and Mark gonna hit you with on the mark. He's gonna hit you with some UFL, some college football news. Everything is gonna be quick as possible on a Tuesday night, man. So if you ain't doing anything Tuesday night, which nobody ain't, you're just getting ready for Wednesday work, man. Come by and talk with us, man, on Tuesday night, man, for one solid hour. I guarantee you that. And next Saturday show will be at 1 p.m. So mark that down in your calendars. Also mark down in your calendars, man. December the 6th is our anniversary show, man. That is one of the biggest shows of the year, and awards will be given out. The Real Sports live chat MVP and the Real Sports podcast MVP. And the MVP voting will start November the 17th. So you can vote on either Facebook or Instagram. If you don't have social media, you can send me your vote at realsportspodcast@gmail.com. And the candidates will be Wall Street, Young Mark, and Q-Dog. Those will be the candidates, man, for the new MVP here, man. So again, man, it's good talking to everybody, man. Everybody around the world, it's good talk. Oh, Supreme. If you're gonna be back at 1 p.m., brother, I just got announcement that if you won, there will be, ladies and gentlemen, an NFL trivia showdown. And then it will be Supreme. You're getting challenged by Young Mark. Young Mark just put down the challenge. He just challenged. He said, I want to take on Supreme. All right here. Okay. So
Young Bear better be careful what he wish for.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
Be careful what he wish for.
See, you stayed away from the dog, I see.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
I see you stayed away from the dog.
You got to avoid the steamrollers, man.
Mark, you stayed away from the dog. Tell you what, though. You better believe you get that Viking, you got one behind you, baby. Just believe that, Mark.
Let's go. I'm excited.
I can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Go next Saturday at 1 p.m., man. Yes, oh man. So we'll see that. Hopefully Mark can make it now, because Mark work schedule. Hopefully he can make it at 1 p.m. If not, then hopefully Wall Street can make it. We got some way, somehow. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be here. We will be here, man. And again, man, thank you guys for who's in line. Oh, say never staying away from you, OG. We'll dance again soon. Ooh,
Let's go, Mark.
Woo. Hey, the winner between Supreme and Mark will go on to face the OG for that NFL Trivia Championship belt. That NFL Trivia Championship belt, man. You know, Supreme, this is what you'll be playing for right here, man. You'll be playing for that right there.
Oh,
that NFL Trivia Championship belt right there.
Let's go.
Yeah, put it on your shoulder. Put that on you. That is owned by the dog right now. The dog, man.
Rightfully
But enough
so.
of my mumbo jumbo again. Thank you guys for watching the show, man. You guys have fun tomorrow with football. I'm going to be into it from 1 o'clock all the way to whenever. This number of football nonstop all day long. I mean, you got to love it for a fan, man. But again, sports fans around the world, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. On behalf of myself, the reigning MVP, the OG, and my man, the Canadian Destroyer, Latino Heat Supreme, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Everybody around the world, please be safe and stay safe. And remember Jamaica in your prayers. And that's an order.